Beautiful Racing's debut season. I am Nightwalker, joined by John. How are you doing, John?
I'm good.
Right, so weren't on last week due to various issues. So Williams actually wrapped up the constructors' title last week. Drivers' title was a little bit more interesting. We'll go into that in a bit more detail in a minute. So it's going to be quite a decent race, title decider. It's what people want to see going into the last race of the season. So we'll see what's going to happen. So John, we'll get to the title picture now. We'll get that out of the way. So do you want to tell us the points, like what position they've got to come in the race to get the
Yeah, we'll
title?
do. Right, for Techno Thriller to win the championship, he's got to finish in fifth or better. It's guaranteed championship win. For Ramovec to win the championship, he has to finish at least in P2, or he can finish in P1 and Techno finishes in P6, get equal points, and Ramovec wins the championship because of more race wins. Ramovec finishing P1 and Techno P5 or better to win. Ramovec P2 equals Techno P9 or better to win. For Humbug to win the championship, he has to finish in P1 while Techno finishing in P10 or lower, and Ramovec finishing in P2 or lower. Has to beat Ramovec with 7 points to get P2.
Thanks for that, John. So yeah, it's quite interesting. You'd say that Techno Thriller's obviously he's got the 17-point lead, so he's the one who's in the driving seat. But last week, people wouldn't have known, but he actually crashed out of the Brazil race. So it's still uncertain. Even though it's 17 points, there is still a lot to play for the likes of Ramovec and even Humbug. Humbug's got has to have a lot of luck involved with him winning the driver's title, but it's mainly between Ramovec and Techno Thriller. So, John, if you would invite the title contenders in, we'll have a quick chat with them before we go live with the race. So, Formula One's been coming here since 2009. It's the sunset to night race, which is quite interesting. Different temperatures with when you're practicing or quali and in the race. So it should be interesting to see what the drivers can do. So we'll go to the drivers' championship at the moment. So Techno, like I was saying, 17-point lead. He's got 230 points over Ramovec. Ramovec on 213, closely followed by Humbug, 6 points behind, sorry, on 207. Fletcher Boy has got a chance of getting third in the driver's standings, but he's on 188 points at the moment. So we've just joined by Humbug as we await Ramovec and also Techno Thriller just to discuss what their mindset is going into the final race. Ramovec keeping us waiting. So as we await Ramovec to come in to give us his thoughts going into tonight's race, we'll start with Techno. We'll get it started. So, Techno, you've got a 17-point lead in the Drivers' Championship. All you've got to do is finish fifth or better. What's your mindset going into the race tonight?
I think the biggest thing is not to crash and also not to get any penalties around here.
So will you be taking a more conservative approach to the race?
Definitely. In Brazil, I didn't need to win that race either, but I pushed too hard and I ended up crashing out, so I hope I won't repeat that here.
Okay, brilliant. So next is second place in the Drivers' Championship is Ramovec on 213 points. So Peter, you're 17 points behind Techno Thriller. How are you going to win the Drivers' Championship tonight? I know you've got to get first and he's got to finish sixth or lower, but what's your mind like?
Oh, well, my mind is pretty calm at the moment, so yeah, I'm here with I haven't I don't know, like 5% chance to win this, so I'm pretty calm.
So is it just you're going to go for the race win? You're not going to think about the championship at all through the race?
I think I shouldn't.
Okay.
So yeah.
Brilliant. So next we'll go to Humbug. So Jonas, you need a lot of luck tonight to get the driver's title, but are you approaching it the same way that Peter is, just trying to win the race?
Yeah, I'm just trying to secure P6, I think. that's what I need to guarantee a podium spot. I basically need a miracle to win this, so it should be pretty hard. But yeah, we'll see how the race goes.
Are you gonna try and attempt more manoeuvres in the race if you're like behind a few cars, or are you gonna try and play it a little bit safe?
It depends really where I am. If I'm further down, of course, I have to get closer to the top. But if I'm, say, P4 or P5, I think I'll just play it cool.
Okay, thank you, drivers. You're free to leave now. Thanks for joining us before the race. Good luck.
Okay. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, drivers.
So as we await the drivers to leave to get ready for their race, interesting thoughts there from the drivers. So John, what do you take from that little discussion there?
I think Techno's a little bit nervous, obviously from crashing out last week. Ramovaj, he seems really confident.
Yeah, I'd say that as well. I think with Humbug, I think he kind of realises it's quite a long, difficult challenge just to win the Drivers' Championship. When you're 23 points behind the leader in the championship, it's just near impossible. But for Ramovaj, I think he's still got that chance. There is, all he's got to do is win. He can do that. He's got many wins this season, and Techno's got to have a baddish race to finish like 6th or lower, which will give Ramovaj the title. So, in my opinion, I'd say pressure probably is on Techno.
I think hearing them there as well with Ramovaj and Techno, I think it's going to be interesting if they're going to be trying to work out where their title rather is on the grid.
So yeah, quite an interesting little battle that's going to happen during the race. So we'll keep an eye on the Drivers' Championship, obviously, because it's the final race and we need to know who's going to win it. But also, we'll send congratulations to Williams Racing. So that was the team of Fletcher Boy 77, Lee Nell 1988. Lee Nell had some solid drives where Fletcher Boy just seemed to improve massively over the season. He was a good 1.5 seconds behind Ramovaj early season. Come the end of the season, he's actually winning races and sometimes quicker than Ramovaj as well. So it just shows you that two good team drivers there that were both racing really well for the team and also playing a team game as well during some of the races. So brilliant result. They got the Constructors' Championship in the debut season, so that's a massive boost for them, knowing that they're already champions before the final race. So we are probably going to go to the race in a couple of minutes, just see if any further drivers turn up. Going to have 16 drivers on the grid. TJ Honest there joining, which is brilliant. I know he's currently not at home, so for him to take part is a brilliant commitment. So we'll just see who we've got. We'll give it a couple more minutes, allow any more drivers to come in, and then we'll go straight into qualifying. So we'll go to probably the strategy. It's on the computer on the game. It'll tell you 3-stop strategy or even 4. But you could do it in 1, it's going to be tough, or you could do a 2-stop. 2-stop's probably better. It's probably better for the tyres, probably make you a bit faster, maybe a few seconds quicker than doing maybe just the 1-stop strategy. But if you're going to go 1-stop, you're looking at maybe ultra softs and then the soft tyres to finish the race on. It'll be a long, hard push. There is obviously probably not going to be no rain. It is Abu Dhabi, so track temperatures will be high, so that should affect the tyre deg, but it's still quite a low tyre deg track. So, who are you going for, John, for your pole position today?
Oh, I don't know. I really can't choose. All I know is it's going to be one of them, but who I don't know. I'm not going to pick. I can't pick.
Okay, I will have a little pick, and I'm going to go with Fletcher Boy for pole. He's just extremely fast around these. It looks like he's put tons of practice in, and the amount of practice in for each track in the season is just dedication. He puts in tons of hours and it just improves and improves, and it just shows you the quality driver there. So Ramovaj has got definite competition from the start of next season, which will be brilliant. So we will be going, we're going to spectate. Hopefully Techno's chose his car, he has, which is brilliant. So we're going to start the race a little bit early. We've a bit ahead of schedule, but it doesn't matter. We've got all the drivers I think that will be joining, so we'll just wait for them all to hit go, and then we'll go to session and get qualifying underway.
I think a lot of them are still waiting for 8:30.
Yeah, a few drivers trying to keep to time, but it's a lot of drivers want to get this race out of the way. They want to see who's going to be the drivers' champion. You know, it's exciting for the viewers, exciting for us, because it's going to be an interesting battle through the race, especially with pit stops as well. It's quite tricky to pass on this track, which is quite interesting. It's quite wide open on the track surface, but it's quite hard to pass. You've got the first DRS straight, which it's kind of null and void. You don't really want to pass there because you've got the activation point straight after that in the little S corners. So you're probably looking for the second DRS straight to probably be most beneficial for the driver following another car. But it could, you know, it could be interesting. You've got the added feature of the tunnel at the pit exit. We don't use pit assist, so the drivers have got to handle that by themselves, so they've got to make sure they brake in time. It's a tight little left-hander coming out of that pit tunnel, which is it's quite tough if you're going a bit too fast, so hopefully the drivers will get the essential little things out of the way, like get your start right, make sure your pit entry's right and exit. You don't want no silly little penalties happening and causing you, costing you so much time during a race. So the tyres available for the drivers are the Ultra Softs, the Super Softs and the soft tyres. So Ultra Softs obviously will be the fastest compound. The soft tyres are the hardest compound available for this race. So it's going to be quite a challenge. It looks like it's quite cloudy, so track temperatures might be a little bit lower, which could benefit a few of the drivers. We're looking to the main guns that are probably going to challenge for pole position today are Fletcher Boy, Ramavaj, Nowak, another quick driver as well. Humbug, I probably think he's going to qualify maybe 4th to 8th position, just going on general time that he's been doing in practice. So we'll see what's going to happen, and hopefully we get a really decent little session going on. Hopefully it spices it up going into the race. So got gamey things, looks like it's be coming out soon. Both Red Bulls coming out.
S-Grams coming out.
There we go. So they're all attacking early. It's a longish lap. It's over 5.5 km, but it's about we're saying about 1:36. I think it's a good lap time around here for pole position. So they've got.
Ramavaj is the first car out.
There we go, look at that, Ramavaj is out. He's going to try and get a banker lap in. This is what most of the guys are doing, so we'll just see most of the top guys, especially the ones in the hunt for the championship, probably put a banker in, because they want to start as high as up on the grid as possible, giving them a benefit in the race.
No, he's not the first car out. I think Techno's the first car out.
So there you go, so Techno, Ramavaj, both on the Ultra Soft tyres. Fletcher Boy also out on the Ultra Softs. As is Humbug. So three title contenders are all on the same tyre, all getting out very early. Usually they wait a few more minutes. A couple of them usually wait about 5-6 minutes before putting in their first lap. So it is important to these drivers. We heard from them before the race. Techno seemed a little bit more nervous. He's got more to lose than the other guys. He's got a healthy lead, but he's got to try and keep it composed in the race, and last week he crashed out, so it just shows you anything can happen. There is a yellow in sector 2 as Ramavaj is trying to get heat into his tyres, a bit of weaving, a bit of heavy braking.
I think TJ Honest was lagging a little bit because he's retired from the session, or left the session, I don't know which one it said, but his car was lagging down the back straight.
So there few technical issues for the driver there, but we're still got Ramavaj in view. Nice little camera shot there going around the hotel. I think he's confident, but he's got a challenge from Fletcher Boy, because Fletcher Boy has been quicker than him over practice on this track, so it's essential that the drivers do hit every apex, get every braking point right. So we're on board with Ramavaj. There we go, nice camera on the T camera there available, so we can have a good little look, see how he's going to take the first sector. Quite fast flying corners.
Sector 1 was 17.5.
So 17.6 for Ramavaj, so John will keep us updated on Techno. So 10th of a second split in Ramavaj and Techno into the first banker lap for him. So let's see what Ramavaj can do. It just might be that Ramavaj is got a lower aero setup, and maybe Techno's gone a little bit higher, so he's getting a bit more speed through the corners. But let's see what Ramavage can do. Heavy braking
Techno's
point going
to the end
now.
of his sector 2. He has done 17.5 again.
17.5 there for Techno in sector 2. Sector 2 time for Ramavage will be coming up any second now, so we'll see what he's done. It showed up at 58, so might be different times. Could be the lobby that's a little bit faulty. So we'll just see what lap time Techno Thriller can put in once he crosses the line. John will let us know that time as we stay on board with Ramavage.
He's got 2 corners to go, coming around the final corner. Just took that nicely. Come across a 1:36.9.
So 1:36.9 there by Techno Thriller, championship leader. Now Ramavage coming up to the final corner of the lap. This is his banker lap time. Let's see what he's going to do. He's put in a 1:37.745, so nearly 8 tenths of a second slower than Techno, which is quite surprising. We'll go and see what Humbug is doing. He goes third, fastest, 1.7 seconds behind Techno Thriller. Let's see if we can see Fletcher Boy, if he's on a timed lap.
Yeah, he's done a 1:37.1.
There you go, that's a time that I'd expected Ramavage to get, so it's quite interesting that Ramavage is so far behind. Maybe it's lack of practice, because Fletcher Boy has been hitting the track quite a lot. So we'll just see. Lord JB, fresh from his commentating duties for our league versus league race, did a brilliant job there as well. He is currently 7th at the moment. Blood and Sands 8th, 9th is S Graham, 10th is Smelly Badger. So that's all provisional at the moment. The drivers will be going back in again, changing their tyres, and probably waiting a minute or two just see, make sure there's no traffic. Got a few drivers out on the super soft tyres, so they're going through a bit of a different strategy. They are Noak Racing, Podge, and Chopper's got the ultras on, but he's still sitting in the pit, so we'll wait to see what them drivers can do. So Lee now is actually going faster on this lap, so let's see what lap time he can do. He's currently provisionally 5th, 1.9 seconds behind Techno Thriller, but he is about a tenth or two up on his previous best time, so it could move him maybe in front of Humbug. Humbug needs to ideally stay in that position, so maybe on his next lap he might be able to maybe shave a couple of tenths off that, because Lee now will be closely behind him on the grid. So Lee Nell's into sector 3. TJ Arness has left the session. That will probably be technical difficulties. So he's doing it for the benefit of the lobby, if you're wondering. So there will hardly be any lag, which is good. Gamey Thing's currently provisionally 6. He's 2.3 seconds off Techno's time, but Gamey Things has got great race pace, but he's also a great defensive driver. So it's going to be an interesting one there. We're going to go on board with. We'll go on board with Decadent. Joined us quarter of the way through the season, won his first race with us, had a few performances that maybe weren't up to his expectation, and I suppose for our expectation as well, because we've seen great things from him, but he seems to be picking himself back up come the end of the season with the final race and season 2 to look forward to. He's trying to aim for a decent finishing position in this race, which will do him the world of wonders really for his confidence going into season 2. So we've still got spots open for Season 2, both in our Assist League, which is called GP2. It's on Tuesdays, invites 8:15 PM GMT. A few spaces there, so message to Paige. Also, our Semi-Assist League, which will be the Premier League, will be on Wednesdays. So go to www.facebook.com/SpeedForce Racing PS4. Give us a like, send us a message, and we will get you racing. So Noak is coming out now, and he's on his outlap. He's on the super soft tyres, as all the top guys are in the pits at the moment. They'll probably leave in about a minute or so, let these guys finish their timed laps. So Decadent going down the long DRS straight. If you're running low aero, it is going to be good for you, because you can get just so much speed. But you've got to be careful with the braking point at the end of that straight, because if you miss your braking point by about, I don't know, 10 metres or so, you're going deep into the corner, even maybe off the track.
Humbug's back out again.
So Humbug out probably earlier than expected. So that's an interesting one. The driver's trying to probably get himself a little further up the grid. which is currently provisionally fourth. He's got a few good fast guys in front of him, so it's going to be quite interesting as Ramovaj and Techno Thriller also coming out of the pits, all on the ultra soft tyres again. We're on board with Noak, Force India driver, a very quick driver as well. I think he is on his out lap.
What's interesting as well is Ramovaj has come out behind Techno again.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship going on there, or just to see maybe how Techno can handle having Ramovaj behind him in qualifying. It's different to having him in the race, but you can still get a little bit nervous. You know Ramovaj is a fast driver, and you got him coming behind you, and you're on your fast lap as well. It's going to put maybe a few doubts into your head, and you could make a silly mistake as Fletcher Boy now is coming out of the pits as well. So first, second, third provisionally currently all coming out on their outlaps on the ultra soft tyres, as Noak is going to start the long straight. He's currently in sector 2 at the moment on his time lap. He's on the super soft tyres, so the medium compound available for this race. So let's see what he can do. He's got a bit of traffic in front. He moves to the left. Lord JB allows him pass with no problems there, which is good. You don't want people holding you up on track, which is the worst thing in the world, especially you're on your only flying lap that you're going to do, which is, I'm assuming, what Noak and maybe even S. Graham maybe even doing, maybe staying in the pits, just because they're going to probably have a better chance of fresher tyres starting outside the top 10.
Chopper's the only one not to come out. Oh, saying that, Chopper's coming out.
There we go. So Chopper is very late into the session, so he's got to give it one shot. He's got one shot only, and there's quite a few cars out on track, so that's going to be quite worry for Chopper, but I'm sure he's going to handle it nicely. We're going through a little tight
coming
section
back
now.
round his sector 1. He's 17.505 again.
So Techno is doing a solid job there, currently just going into his sector 2. We're just down board with Noak going into the final corner, which will probably be his one and only lap, and he sets a lap time of 1:37.422 on the medium compound of tyres, which was the super softs.
I think Techno's pulled out of his lap because he slowed down the back straight and he's let Ram go past him.
So interesting there. Techno's pulled out a lap. We'll just see what Ramovaj can do, because Ramovaj won't know if what the sector times are unless he had a little quick look in the pit garage. But he's coming to the end of sector 2 and he does a 17.606 sector 2 time. So
it's the same sector 1 time he's done.
So there you go, just shows you he's on a great pace. Sector 1 and 2 is currently under yellows. Racing Podge has retired. We'll just go check that out. Looks like just a straightforward retirement.
Humbug's up to 4th.
Yeah, so Humbug top 5 all within a second. So Noak getting into 3rd position pushes Ramovaj even further down provisionally. So Ramovaj's got now this lap. He's got 42 seconds left of the session. He will get the round start again, but that's if he's got the fuel or performance, if he wants to take it out. 1:37.157 is only good enough for 3rd. 0.2 of a second. The difference between him and Techno Thriller. So Techno Thriller is doing everything he needs to do. He's currently in pole position provisionally. We're on board with Fletcher Boy. He's coming around sector 3 on his time lap. He's only he's just shy of 0.2 of a second behind Techno, but let's see what he can do. He's currently on a good lap at the moment, as would be Fletcher Boy, because he's such a decent driver. Like I say, improved massively through the season. Let's see what he can do.
Ram and Noak have just retired from qualifying.
Around the final corner, he cuts the corner a little bit. He sets a 1 minute 36.986. It is slower than his previous lap, which is a shame, and he's done. That's it. Provisionally second. There could be a few drivers on track. Techno is on his time lap now, so he pulled out the lap early, allowing Ramovaj to go through. So could that have been pressure getting to Techno? Maybe not, but you never know. There could be that seed of doubt. There's a lot of cars now retiring, so Techno's got to be careful of any ghosting cars on track. His current lap time is a 1:36.961, so if I was him, I'd probably just back off and just retire. But let's see, he might be trying to set down a marker, let the drivers know that he can go quicker, and if he's got great race pace, which we know he has, he's going to be more of a challenge for Ramovaj and Humbug, and especially Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy is not in the driver's title hunt, but he is a racing driver that wants a race win. So a lot of variables that could happen as Techno a little bit loose on exit of the corner there.
But what you just said there as well, it's different from quali pace to race pace. It's completely different.
Exactly. See, Ramovaj might just be set his car up for the race instead of qualifying. It goes through. Every driver will think about different things to try and gain that advantage. So Techno doing what he needs to do, and that is getting pole position in round 20, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for Speed Force Racing. So let's see, Ramovaj is 3rd and Humbug is 5th. So I guess they've all got a fair shot. It depends on the start. They've got Noak there. He's on the super soft tyres, so that could very well throw a spanner into the works for maybe Ramovaj and also Humbug. So Techno Thriller is doing everything he needs to do, which is brilliant for him, especially after last week's did not finish, crashed out of Brazil. So it could be anyone's game, but it's looking like it's the ball's in Techno Thriller's court.
Yeah, and especially that between Techno and Ramovaj, there's a car in between those two, and the exact same between Ramovaj and Humbug. There's a car in between them two as well. So, but they can all see each other for the start of the race, which is what Humbug would want to at least see them straight away. But I think Ramovaj, I don't know if he'd be happy with P3.
He probably wouldn't. He really ideally wants to be close to Techno Thriller. I know he's only a couple of positions behind him, but you've got Fletcher Boy, solid driver, got amazing race pace, and he can fight with the best of them. And Ramovaj probably won't be too pleased having him in front of him, because he knows he's going to have to battle him before he can even attempt to take on Techno Thriller. And Techno Thriller could be a few seconds up the road if Fletcher Boy and Ramovaj battle for about 5-6 laps. So Ramovaj needs to pick and choose his battles.
Yeah, Techno just got to get a nice lead and just keep it going.
So as the camera is on Smelly Badger taking out the braking marking boards, we will go to the grid that we're starting with. So Techno Thriller is in 1st, Fletcher Boy 2nd, 3rd Ramovaj, 4th is Noak on the super soft tyres, 5th is Humbug, 6th Lee Now, 7th is Chopper, Uzi is 8th, 9th is Racing Pod, Smelly Badger 10th, 11th S Graham, Gaming Things is 12th, 13 Lord JB, a disappointing qualifying there, 14 Blood and Sand, 15 Decadent, 16 TJ Honest, no time set. So that's quite interesting. So I'm sure Lord JB would have been higher up the grid, or expected to be, especially even Decadent as well. Maybe not one of their strongest tracks, so we'll just see what happens to them during the race, because middle of the field going into turn 1, there could be a chance to get your wing knocked off, so the drivers behind have got a better chance of maybe gaining a couple of positions if they can just stay out of trouble going into the first couple of corners.
The one driver I'm interested in is Noak. On the super softs, he's just under 5 tenths behind the leader. I want to see what he's like on them ultra softs.
So, do you reckon he's obviously going to be doing a 2-stopper? Super softs, ultra maybe?
Possibly, yeah. I think he's going to have some pace when he puts them ultras on. So I think he's going to be one just to keep an eye on what he's doing. So
it's quite interesting that most of the drivers are actually taking their time doing getting themselves sorted. So it could be a little bit gamesmanship by a couple of the drivers, especially like Fletcher Boy, not ready yet. So it just shows you a couple of mind games maybe going on, but we don't know that yet. So we'll just wait until the drivers are setting off. So we've got the formation lap on. We do it in our league just to give the drivers a little bit of knowledge of the track before the start. So Techno would be doing this real in 1 lap time, hopefully getting out of turn 1 in 1st position. So there you go, Fetch Boy is starting 2nd.
It'll be interesting tonight now with the top 5. I've said it in USA, and I've said it before that as well with the undercut, because I've noticed every time that I've seen Ram does well with the undercut all the time.
Be interesting to see if Techno thinks a 1-stop's probably his way as well, because I got a feeling drivers like Ramovaj, Fletcher Boy probably be going 2-stop for this race. They'll be quite aggressive as well, but it'll just see if Techno can maybe alter his strategy mid-race to try and react to the threat of other drivers knocking him down further in positions. But at the moment it doesn't have to worry about that.
I think a 1-stop is a bit too risky to do, especially for a championship win. I think you'd rather go over 2-stop. I think to do a 1-stop, you've got to be not having anything to do, or like if you've already got 5th spot secured, you can try different tactics. But for a championship win, that if you try and do a 1-stop, that could cost you straight away. When a 2-stop could be clearly the better option.
What I've noticed, we've got it on screen at the moment, is Ramovaj does some aggressive weaving. He pulls right up to the back of Fletcher Boy, and then he does some aggressive weaving, so it drops him back. So he's trying to get a lot of temperature into his tyres. So it just shows you the track temps must be quite low. It is going into the night time on the game, so it should be quite an interesting little battle off the start. Let's see what driver has got their tyres perfectly set up.
Techno's already at the grid where Fletcher Boy has got 2 more corners to go around yet.
So that will be doing him no favours if the game is realistic, which is saying. If it is, I don't know. Let's hopefully tyre temp won't drop. But here we go, the grid is relining. So we'll probably stick with Fletcher Boy. We'll go on broadcast camera to get the best view of the start of the race. So Techno has got to get it right off the start. He cannot bog down. He needs to rev the engine just about right, and he needs to set off as soon as them lights go. You don't want to get a jump start penalty. That would just ruin your race from the start.
Well, I'm on Techno Thriller. I want to see how the leader plans out going into turn 1.
5 lights and they're off. Here we go, not a long wait for the drivers. Let's see what they can do. Fletcher Boy already trying to attack Techno. He got a better start than Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller can't try and shut the position off. He does. He looks like maybe Fletcher Boy there pulling out a little bit and reducing his speed.
Overtaken Ramovaj, but Humbug's dropped down a few because he's in P7 now.
So not going the way Ramovaj or Humbug want. But Techno Thriller, it's going exactly the way he wants. He's got so many cars in between his nearest title rival, so it's brilliant for him. So let's see if he can make the most of it and try and pull away from Fletcher Boy. It will be a hard task though.
I'm just on Humbug at the minute. I'm just keeping an eye on him so far.
Good thing is there is battles going all the way down the field. The cars all getting through brilliantly, so that is great to see. So
yeah, I don't know who to watch at the minute.
We'll go through the field on board with Noak Supersoft tyres on the Force India. Great start by him in front of Ramovaj. Ramovaj needs to correct that quite quickly, try and get the race back into his hands and also the Drivers' Championship. But Techno's doing well. Lee now is under pressure from the Mercedes of Chopper. All going through the corners quite nicely there. No little instance of car getting clipped. Humbug is in 7th. Not what he wanted. He didn't want to drop a couple of positions back in the race, but he's got quite a few good drivers in front of him, which will be interesting to see how they can get past each other. Uzi is in 8th. Humbug's had a little issue, he's gone running deep, and that's cost him. He is currently 7th. He's coming back on track now, but S. Graham and the Mercedes got past him. So Uzi and Humbug going off track there. Quite an interesting thing to see because it doesn't look like there was any contact at all. But Techno Thriller getting the fastest lap, of course he would. It's the first lap, so I expect lap times probably be about 1:39, maybe 1:40 for the first start of the race. So Uzi must have had a bit of damage there, so we'll go on board with Chopper. He's chasing down the Williams driver, Lee now. Lee is quite good round here, but he's had a little instant there, so let's see what's happened there. He had a wiggle and it allowed Chopper to get past because it just cost him so much time, a couple of seconds there. Interesting little thing there to see. Ramovaj has got Noak in front of him and he can see all the top 3 in front of him, so that will be quite enticing for him.
The top 4 have just started to move away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, there's a big gap between Ramovaj and Chopper, 2.8 seconds. That's a huge gap after 2 laps. Just shows you there's going to be a race of 2 races with the rest of
Humbug and S. Graham side by side. S. Graham's now got the inside line.
Looking at Humbug is still trying to keep up with him. No DRS yet. That will be activated on the next lap. So it's all down to natural talent and what aero you're running as well. It's going to help. Look at that. Humbug is trying to have a little look. He goes running wide. Bad camera cut there. Look at him coming through. The Mercedes still keeping Humbug behind him. So S. Graham doing a good job there. We'll go back and see what Noak's doing. You can see Fletcher Boy right in front. Fletcher Boy is only 3/10 of a second now behind Techno Thriller, so it's going to be quite interesting to see who's going to make early moves. Techno needs to keep these drivers behind him, and it looks like he's starting to get that train effect. All the cars are catching up to him now. Fletcher Boy going a little bit wide on his entry there.
Ramovaj just dropped a little bit back behind the other the top 3. I don't know if he's had a little bit of an just went off a little bit or not?
Possibly. So Fletcher Boy went deep into the last corner on lap 2. It allowed Noah to get beside him, a little bit in front of him, but Fletcher Boy regained the position, which he didn't really lose. It was half a car. But great driving there by Fletcher Boy. It didn't cost him too much time, about 2/10 of a second between him and Techno Thriller going into sector 1. So at the start of the long back straight, it is going to be quite interesting now. Cars have DRS. You see Fletcher Boy will go on board with him. He's lining up Techno Thriller. Let's see what he can do. Is Techno going to defend it? No, he's going to slot right behind him. No, he's going to try and make a late move there, but he pulls out of it right at the perfect moment, because he would have gone crashing into the Williams driver, but now he's got Noah all over the back of him. Techno didn't want this to happen, especially on lap 3. He's got Noah all over the back of him. This is going to cost Techno performance with his tyre wear, because his tyres get scrubbed all over the track trying to defend from Noah. Ramavage is also brought closer into the battle as well. He's only 6/10 of a second behind Noah.
Humbug and S. Graham are having another battle. Don't give me a good camera angle there, unfortunately.
We will stick with this battle at the moment. It's so tempting to switch between the battles, but we'll stay because Techno is still under pressure by Noah. Noah is on the slightly harder compound than Techno Thriller, but Techno Thriller needs to get some decent, I'd say decent ground between him and Ramavage. More importantly, Noah a little bit how happy coming out of that corner. He must have touched the dirt as well. Fletcher Boy getting the fastest lap currently at 1:41.434. He's a second behind. He's a second in front of Techno. Techno is a little bit concerned at the moment with Noah. Noah is sticking to him really well. Ramavage caught up a 10th on to Noah, so Ramavage is still in there, but it's quite an interesting battle between Techno and Noah as we're on lap 4 out of 28.
Humbug and S. Graham again. Humbug, is he past him? Humbug's past S. Graham.
So Humbug is doing what he needs to do. We'll stick with this as Noah will have DRS and Techno Thriller will be not able to really resist it too much. So we go on board, look at that. It's side by side between the Force India and also the Hash driver, but it looks like Noah's got the move done. Techno trying to have a little late charge, try and block the move, but he can't, and that is first for Fletcher Boy and second now for Noah. Techno has got Ramavage behind him, 5/10 of a second between these two. Ramavage needs to get some decent positions. He needs top 2, I think, to win the race. So top 2 for Ramavage is good for the championship, but he also needs Techno to be a lot further down the grid.
I've just been thinking about what I said 2 laps ago about Ramavage. He dropped back a little bit. Wonder if he just decided just to sit back and let everyone else have a battle with Techno and let Techno's tyre wear go pretty quick.
It looks like Techno's tyre wear is actually going now, because he's making quite a few mistakes and he's got Ramavage all over him, 5/10 of a second between them, but out some of the corners is a bit raggedy. He's weaving, he's trying to maybe get a bit of temperature into them tyres, so maybe a lack of temperature is costing him. Noah 1:41.049 on the super soft tyres, current fastest lap of the race. Ramavage will be following Techno now into turn 1. Look at this, he's going to try and stick right behind him, try and get the DRS activation, so when he goes on that long straight he can have that little bit of an edge, but he wants to try and keep the pass in his pocket until the second DRS straight, just so Techno does not have any chance of coming back at him.
I'll tell you what, Noah on them super softs, it's really quick on them, keeping the pace with people on ultra soft, so you can just imagine what he's going to be like when he puts them ultras on.
Exactly, and look, the thing is, Techno Thriller's dropped so far now off of Fletcher Boy, and Ramavage is actually 2.1 seconds actually behind Fletcher Boy. So Ramavage needs to get a move done quickly on Techno, and he needs to focus on his race. Will it be going through his mind to maybe change the strategy? Does he want to switch to a 1-stopper, or is he going to maybe go for 2 or the 3-stopper? It's quite variable at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to say after 5 laps, but I think you got both of these drivers, Techno and Ram, they're both going to be thinking.
Oh, Techno's crashed. He touched the side of the wall. Ramavage gets past him. That was very lucky. Don't look like there's any damage.
If I was Techno, I would pit, because he's struggling like hell, and I'd get some fresh tyres on and just go from it from there.
Humbug getting a 3-second time penalty. That is not helping his cause for the late, well, quite a distant charge at the championship. Look at Techno, he's trying to come back at Ramavage, so a rare mistake maybe from Techno. He touched the wall but still managed to keep his car together, and he's all over the back of Ramovaj.
I'm just going down the grid a little bit. I'm just watching battle for 10th between Smelly Badger and Racing Pod for the final point.
We are looking on board as Noack is chasing down Fletcher Boy. Noack is the fastest car on track, and he is catching up to Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy is doing some great defensive moving on track to try and keep Noack behind him. Noack having a little bit of a wheel spin moment there coming out of the corner, which is quite odd. Maybe put the power down a little bit too early, but he's going to have DRS. There is a sector 1, a yellow flag. Looks like Lee now may have been in trouble. He's lost 3 positions. So Noack is still behind Fletcher Boy. It comes to the end of the first DRS straight. Here we go. Noack will follow him. Fletcher Boy is going to be quite under attack actually, because Noack is fast and he's going to have DRS now. So DRS wide open on the full cylinder. He's charging towards the Williams driver. What will the Williams driver do? He's choosing his line, and he sticks to the normal racing line, and Noack just threads right behind him.
Noack's just going to stay there and just say, I'll just take my time. I'm on harder tyres compared to you, so you'll have to pit before me anyway.
Techno is 6/10 of a second behind Ramovaj, but Ramovaj a massive 2.5 seconds behind Noack. Ramovaj needs to try and pull away from Techno, but Techno's still reeling in. Oh, Ramovaj has had a little incident. He nearly clipped the Haas there of Techno. So Ramovaj nearly took Techno out of the battle, and also himself, which would have been quite interesting. Whew, that was quite close, and I'm sure Ramovaj will be trying to concentrate a little bit better there. It kind of his concentration let him down. He's now 4.5 seconds behind Fletcher Boy.
If them had taken each other out, I bet Humbug would have been glad with that.
Yeah, that's it. But Humbug, he needs so many miracles to unfold for him tonight. We're going to go check Racing Pod quickly. So the Renault driver is on the back of Smelly Badger. Smelly Badger currently in 9th. Looks like Podge is doing quite a good job.
You might want to go back to Noack quickly, because Noack's going to have DRS again down the back straight.
So we'll go on board with Noack. Force India driver is going to have DRS. He activates it now. There we go. The driver pushes the button, and let's see how quickly he can close up to Fletcher Boy. Looks like his DRS is not as effective as he wanted. Let's see what the little mini straight with the DRS is going to do, because he's going to have to open it early and try. He's had a bit of a moment coming out the corner there. That's not going to help him. DRS, it won't get him close to Fletcher Boy. He's not going to make a move on Fletcher Boy on this little straight. That little bit of wheel spin on exit at the corner has really hindered him there. So Fletcher Boy will keep first position for another lap, I suspect.
So I've just been watching, just on Ramovaj and Techno Thriller, and Chopper's starting to get in the mix.
So that is interesting. Chopper, he's got a bit of speed around this track shown through practice. So let's see if he can get into the mix. So Techno, he's doing okay at the moment, but he really needs to try and push Ramovaj further down.
The back of Fletcher Boy.
There we go. So we're going into the last couple of corners of lap 7, and Noack is pressuring Fletcher Boy massively. Looks like a better so Ramovaj is pitting. An early pit stop there. It looked like Noack is getting closer and closer to Fletcher Boy, so he's going to be under immense pressure. Can he get the move done in sector 1? I doubt it, but you never know what's going to happen.
Going on super
softs, yes,
yeah,
for
super
Ramovaj.
Softs.
So a clear 2-stop strategy for Ramovaj. Let's see what Techno's going to do. Chopper's got past Techno. Techno's trying to have a little look back. Let's see what's going to happen here. Is Techno? Yep, Techno looks like he's lost position, but I think he's gone through and he's going to get the DRS activation.
I'll tell you what, Ram's done that spot on. He's just come out in 6th in front of S. Graham, Smelly Badger and Racing Pod were all near enough got him out of the pits, but he's done well to get in front of them, because if he was stuck behind them, that would have been torture for him.
So yeah, so it could be a great strategic call there from Ramovaj. We will look to see. Let's see if Fletcher Boy or even Techno will react and pit this lap. Techno is all over the back of Chopper. The Mercedes driver got past him, and now the Haas driver is trying to get that position back, and he's got to try and make it quite quickly, because he doesn't want to keep falling further behind the leading pair.
Noack is still beyond Fletcher Boy. But Noack's probably thinking, just go in the pits to Fletcher Boy. He probably just wants Fletcher Boy out of his way now.
We can see the battle between the Williams driver and the Force India driver. What's happening? They're both carrying on for another lap. No pitting yet. Well, Fletcher Boy will be needed to pit soon as Nowak is on the super soft tyres, but Nowak's all over the back of him. What can he do? What can Fletcher Boy do? Uzi getting a 3-second time penalty. That'd be for corner cutting. Not great when you're so early on in the race. We're on lap 9 out of 28, round 20 of Speed Force Racing's championship.
Techno staying out.
Techno still continuing, as is Fletcher Boy on the ultra soft tyres. Humbug is 6.1 seconds now behind Techno. Ramavaj is about 13 seconds behind Techno, but he has got his first pit stop out of the way. So it's all up to Techno Thriller now, try and get himself back in a position where he can protect his championship lead. Look at that, Fletcher Boy and Nowak going side by side. Let's see what happens. Force India is slightly ahead, but inside line for the Williams driver. Let's see if he could do a little bit of a switch back there.
Him.
Go on board with Nowak. He's right behind Fletcher Boy, and he's got DRS wide open now. At least Fletcher Boy with nothing to do but just try and defend best he can. He's got the inside line, so he's forcing Nowak to the outside line onto the corner. Let's see where Fletcher Boy is.
Nowak's done it.
Yeah, he's got the move done and out of the way. So that is quite positive for Nowak, because he will be on faster tyres as well going later on into the race. So that is a brilliant move for Nowak.
If I was Techno, I'd start heading into the pits, because you're going to come out behind Ram anyway. But
He's
you don't
lost
wanna
the
be
second.
too far behind him.
Techno's lost the second to Ramavaj. Ramavaj's new tyres giving him the performance that he needs, and that is super positive for him going into the middle part of the race.
Yeah,
So
Techno is struggling completely.
Fletcher Boy is pitting now, getting off the ultra softs. Nowak continues because he's got the slightly harder compound. There's Chopper pits as well, and Techno's pitting as well. So let's see what Humbug is doing. Humbug is continuing for another lap.
And here comes Ram around the final corner.
Yep, Ramavaj coming around the final corner, so let's see where these drivers end up. Ramavaj probably would have jumped Techno Thriller, gained a good 1.2 seconds on him in a lap and a half.
And Techno, he's on the soft tyres.
So one stop for Chopper, one stop for Fletcher Boy, and one stop for Techno. So it is all in. Ramavaj is caught now because he's going to have to do another stop. So he's going to have to try and put some decent laps down.
And the worst part for Ram now, he's got Fletcher Boy right behind him.
Exactly, yeah. Fletcher Boy is a man on a mission, a man who wants to win this race. He wants to try and cement himself as one of the decent drivers of Speed Force Racing's debut season. He's already done it in my eyes, but he's going to try and get the third position in the Drivers' Championship. Trying to have a little look on at Ramavaj. He's trying to make a little move, but he has a little look. But it looks like he's going to wait for the second DRS. He's trying to go on the outside of Ramavaj. Ramavaj hogging the inside line.
Going past S. Graham. Oh, S. Graham's got the inside line, but now Techno's got the inside line. All there's a bit of contact between them both there.
So Humbug is in second, third. Fletcher Boy's got past Ramavaj. How will Ramavaj try and get back at him? He's going to have to try and do something, because this is now a race for position. Both making their stops already.
Techno's got some serious problems here trying to get past S. Graham.
We will go on board with Techno Thriller. So he's got S. Graham and he's got Smelly Badger. 3-second time penalty as well. He's got to try and keep it cool, try and keep it calm under pressure, because you don't want to rack up too many penalties. Goes off track there as well. Is he suffering from turbulent air coming off the Mercedes?
He's pushing too hard at the minute. He doesn't want to. He's on the soft. He's got to take. He's going to take these to the end.
Humbug's pitting. Yeah, it looks like Techno Thriller is actually getting held up massively behind S. Graham. Smelly Badger's pitting, which will move S. Graham up to 6th and Techno Thriller up to 7th position. Techno needs to get 5th or better, remember, regardless of where Ramavaj finishes to win the championship. Humbug going on to the soft tyres, so he's doing a one-stop race as well. Quite an interesting little call. Techno getting the move done, so Ramavaj is 8/10 of a second behind Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy trying to pull away a little bit from Ramavaj. He's still in with DRS range, so Ramavaj will open his DRS up, try and get a little bit closer to Fletcher Boy.
Sounds 3-second time penalty.
Ram is not exactly setting the track alight with his speed at the moment, which is unusual for him. Could be just because Fletcher Boy is doing a brilliant job.
We've been we've been paying attention quite a lot on the top 5 of it, but I've just noticed Lee Nell's running in P15. So I don't know what's happened to him.
Yeah, that's a huge drop for Lee now. Unfortunate for the Williams driver. As a team, they've already done it, but I'm sure he wanted his last race to be a bit more eventful than it is at the moment. Closest battle on track at the moment is between Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy getting past him. Ramovaj about a lap and a little bit ago. Both
So
on
we've got
different
two good
tyres.
battles here as well, because we've got Humbug right behind S. Graham as well.
So we'll go on board with Humbug. Yeah, here we go. He's behind S. Graham and needs to get past him. He's got a 3-second time penalty as well. It's not helping him at all. So he's got a lot to deal with at the moment. He's got the Mercedes S. Graham. S. Graham probably will be pitting. No, he's got the super soft tyres, so he'll probably go for another 5-6 laps maybe, and then jump onto different tyres.
I wonder how many laps Noak's going to do on these super softs. Obviously he had these on from the start.
Ooh, Humbug.
Is he going to do a one-stop?
Humbug nearly losing his nose there, going a bit close into turn 1 with S. Graham. Yeah, I think Noak probably will go for probably 4 more laps. Look at this. So Humbug is side by side with the Mercedes of S. Graham. S. Graham's got the inside line. Humbug trying to switch it back, but he can't. Great defensive driving from S. Graham in the Mercedes. So we're going down to the long straight with the DRS. Humbug will have the DRS. We'll wait for him to open it and then we'll go on board. He's closing right up to S. Graham. There you go, DRS wide open, go on board with the Toro Rosso drivers, lining them up. He's got past the Mercedes, easy DRS pass, but of course the Mercedes now will have DRS going on the second mini straight. Oh, it looks like a bit of contact.
Oh, there was a bit of contact there.
Oh, S. Graham lucky there. Let's see if Humbug can get him past. That's because Humbug
must be a bit annoyed there. He got past him and then obviously... Oh, Noak's in the pits.
So Noak is pitting 19.6 seconds there was between him and Fletcher Boy for that pit stop. Be interesting what happens. Gaming Things getting a 3-second time penalty. Look at Humbug all over the back of S. Graham.
To the end now.
So one stop from Noak. He's reacted to the rest of the field. Ramovaj looks like he's maybe on the alternate strategy. But if he's obviously going to be doing this 2-stop race. So let's see what Ramovaj can do. Fletcher Boy get first.
Coming out the pits.
Look at Humbug all over the back of... Oh, this looks like a bit of contact. Oh, Humbug. What happened there? S. Graham trying to pit. There was contact coming together between Humbug and S. Graham. S. Graham going into the pits. Unfortunate little incident there. We'll go board with Noak. 4 attempts of a second behind Fletcher Boy. He's made his pit stop. It's probably his only one pit stop. Techno Thriller and a 3-second time penalty.
I think Techno's pushing just a little bit too hard at this minute.
Ramovaj needs to up his game. He needs to keep as close as possible to Noak. He needs Fletcher Boy to hold Noak up because Ramovaj needs 2nd position. And then for 7th position for Techno to win the Drivers' Championship. And with time penalties, Techno is getting closer and closer to losing a position if the times stay like this to the end of the race.
I think the only problem for Ram is, I don't think he's going to be able to get them tyres to the end, so he's going to have to pit again. While Techno will be able to just go to the end.
It's going to be quite, if I suspect, it's going to be quite a long little stint on the super soft tyres to maybe go on the ultras at the end. Let's see if he can do it or not. He might have to pit. So Noak is 4 attempts for a second behind Fletcher Boy, coming to the end of lap 13 out of 28. Noak all over the back of the Williams driver. We'll go on board with him. He's going to see him going into turn 1. He's going to try and have a little move or not. No, he's going to follow him. Fletcher Boy going nice and tight to the apex of the corner. Noak still all over him. No. Go fast flowing section, coming to a nice flowing right hander, going down a little bit of a downhill left and heavy braking now, and we're going to come up to DRS activation. So Noak will get that and he'll be able to open his DRS in a moment. Let's see how tight they go to the apex. Both drivers going very tight there. Grip or plenty for both drivers. So let's see Noak. Let's see if we can get past Fletcher Boy. Noak has a little look on the Williams driver. He can't get past yet. Great overhead shot as we see the cars now, they come together there. Nowak is right behind Fletcher Boy. I don't think Fletcher Boy is going to have any answer to this once he opens DRS wide open. Go on board with him, let's see what's going to happen. Force Injury driver has a little look to the outside. Fletcher Boy's got the inside line. We'll switch camera now, let's see what the driver does. Force Injury's going to have the inside line now, but the Williams driver's going to have the inside on this little corner. He's a little bit ahead, he's kept ahead of the Force Injury driver, but Ramovaj and the Red Bull has now caught up to Nowak. So this little battle between Nowak and Fletcher Boy is actually allowing Ramovaj to get into play. And this is all the time putting more pressure on Techno Frullies. He's in 5th position, he's got 6 seconds already of penalties, so this is going to be quite an interesting little battle between these top 3 drivers. Go on board with Nowak Racing Podge getting a 3-second time penalty there for corner cutting again. Tight limits around this track, so drivers got to be careful. Nowak going extremely wide there, allowing Ramovaj to get probably about 1-2 tenths closer. Ramovaj must be licking his lips at this. He's getting everything he needs to happen. Fletcher Boy and Nowak holding each other up while he gets closer and closer to the battle. We'll go on board with Nowak, Force Injury driver still following that Williams. He's going to get a little bit frustrated maybe in a couple of laps time because he knows he's allowing the Red Bull that is very close to close up to him, and Nowak does not need Ramovaj as well as Fletcher Boy around him.
It's a really good battle between these top 3.
Oh, Nowak has a little late look on the Williams driver going into the mid corner there before the straight. Cost him a little bit of time now. He had to back out the Moose, who's now 6.5, about 7 tenths of a second behind Fletcher Boy now, but Ramovaj is extremely close. DRS on both cars, so it's going to kind of cancel him out a bit. Let's see how each driver takes this. Look at them, all 3 drivers within about 1.5 seconds of each other. Just shows you the talent that we have on display at the moment. We'll go on board with Nowak. He's got DRS, but Fletcher Boy, look at him, great lines there, choosing his defensive line brilliantly well, trying to keep the drivers behind him without no dangers and no fuss. Brilliant drive there by Fletcher Boy. Look at Nowak getting extremely close to him. Ramovaj has dropped off slightly, a couple of attempts lost between him and Nowak in the middle of sector 2. Coming around the fast flowing corner into a deep braking corner where you take a nice right-hander. Let's see what the drivers can do if they handle it quite well. Nowak getting offline, off track and kicking a bit of dirt up there. That will mess his tyre up a little bit, not too bad though. 2 tenths per second between him and Fletcher Boy as we go around the final corner at the end of lap 15, start of lap 16. S. Graham getting a 3-second time penalty there for corner cutting. Look at that. Nowak is having a nice little look there on Fletcher Boy. Trying to put the driver under pressure, but we know Fletcher Boy doesn't break. He's got tough resolve and he's showing it right here on track. Nowak will be getting frustrated.
These are having a really good battle.
S. Graham getting another time penalty there. He's racking him up now. Look at Nowak. He's trying to gain that little bit of advantage, take a bit more of the corner, trying to cut it as well a little bit. So he's got to be careful he doesn't get a time penalty, but Ramovaj is not making any great moves. He's still 7 tenths per second behind these 2, and he needs to try and get a move done. And look at Nowak, he's having a little look. He's always trying to switch move there. He's trying to play a dummy to Fletcher Boy. He's going to get the inside. There's a bit of contact there. The Williams driver putting his hand. Let's see what Nowak can do. Nowak gives him room. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there from the Williams driver, Fletcher Boy. Leaves Nowak everything to do, and he's going to try and get the move done on the outside, but let's see what Fletcher Boy do. Is he going to block it well? I think he will. Look at that. Nowak will go on board with him. He's still behind Fletcher Boy. That was close. The Williams driver did everything as right as he could, but he was under so much pressure. But where is Ramovaj? There he is. You can see the cars. We can all see him in one camera shot there. Ramovaj needs to get past Nowak very quickly. Lee now get a 3-second time penalty. It's not going to make his day any better. He's currently 15th and he's 5 seconds away from 14th place, blood and sand. Look at Nowak, he's nearly side by side with Fletcher Boy on ball camera of Ramovaj. He needs to get closer. Nowak getting a 3-second time penalty. There you go. He's taken too much liberties with the track officials, and the stewards have handed him a 3-second time penalty. So that promotes currently, if times will stay at this, it promotes Ramovaj in second, but Ramovaj of course has to pit again. No way them super soft tyres will get him to the end.
Now, I'm just on Ramovaj, I'm just watching these tyres. And I think he'll pit, I'd say within the next, if he's gonna pit again, it'll be the next 3 to 4 laps, I reckon.
So we come down the the long straight. DRS will be wide open on both Ramovaj's and Nowak. their car. They're chasing Fletcher Boy. Ramavage needs to get a bit closer to Noah, but Noah's going to have a little look again. Oh, very early braking from Fletcher Boy. Allows Noah to pass. So what happened there? That was... so it looks like Fletcher Boy's tried to get the DRS on the little straight back, so he's going to get it, and he's opened it. We'll go on board with Fletcher Boy. He's going to get a move done because he's super confident. He's going on the outside. S. Graham get a 5 second stop go, penalty speed in the pit lane. Look at that, Noah takes the inside line there, and he gets the inside on both of the NX corners. Looks like Fletcher Boy's got to try and attack him a little bit more, but he's got the presence of Ramavage behind him. But hopefully Fletcher Boy can hold Noah up, allowing Ramavage to get a little bit close to him, maybe even try it for a move. Racing Podge, Decadent and S. Graham all in the pits, all changing their tyres. There is 11 laps of the race left. Noah is so close to touching the wall. It's unreal. He's going to have to try and keep it under control. He's going to get more time penalties because he is leaving the track more and more as he pushes. He's got two super fast drivers behind him, Fletcher Boy and Ramavage. Chopper is 10 seconds away from Ramavage, but he's doing really well. Techno Thriller is half a second between him and Chopper. We'll go on board with Techno. He's gone wide on the exit of the last corner. Now he's trying to chase down Chopper going into turn 1 on lap 18 out, 28, 10 laps left. Let's see what Techno can do.
Rams just dropped back behind Fletcher Boy at the minute, so he's not going to have DRS whatsoever on Fletcher Boy. And Fletcher Boy will have DRS on Noah.
So Ramavage probably will be pitting soon for the ultra soft, so we'll get him to the end. He'll be super quick, but that performance will drop off after about 5-6 laps on him, so he's got to be careful.
Fletcher Boy DRS again. Can he make it work?
On board with Fletcher Boy, the Williams driver is still trying to attack and try and get that position back from Noah. These drivers will not be stopping. Ramavage in third position will be stopping, and he's going to get a few cars behind. Are going to pass Ramavage when he pits. Fletcher Boy taking a super wide line into that corner. Noah's gone off again. Is he pushing too much, this driver? He's now going off, getting closer to the wall as well every time he does it, so he's going to have to be very careful. But he's gained about a second over Ramavage.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know why I think Noah. I think Fletcher Boy's been on these soft tyres longer than what Noah has.
Yeah, about one or two laps between their pit stops.
So I'm just trying to work out why is Noah trying to push too hard. He doesn't need to push whatsoever.
Yeah, that's it. Some drivers forget about the race plan and they try and push super early on their fresh stint of tyres, and it costs them too much. Noak is actually flying away, but Fletcher Boy doesn't have to worry. There's a 3-second time penalty coming Noak's way. Ramavage is still carrying on 1.1 seconds behind Fletcher Boy. He's going to have to pit very soon for them ultra soft tyres. I reckon at the end of this lap will be the best opportunity for Ramavage. Techno Thriller's 5th position. He's currently 0.8 of a second behind Chopper. Humbug is in 6th position. 3-second time penalty for Smelly Badger. Corner cutting once again. So Lord JB pits. So he was in 7th position, but he will come out probably about 11th or 12th once the rest of the cars go past. So Techno and Chopper's battle is the closest one on track. Let's see what's going to happen. So Techno's going to have DRS. Here we go. Activation point, and the DRS will be open any second now. There we go. So the Haas driver has got to get past him. He needs to try and protect that championship lead. We're over halfway through this race, so just under half a race left for Techno to do everything he can to try and get that championship.
I wonder if Ram's going to go in the pits now.
Let's see if Ramavage will pit. He does need to probably pit very soon.
If he pits now, he will come out in 5th spot.
So that's interesting. He will be 5th, which will bring him up to probably close to his championship rival. So let's see what he can do. He's going to be on super quick tyres as well. Techno going round again is Ramavage. So I think Ramavage is starting to leave it a little bit too late.
Unless he's just thinking, can he get these tyres to the end? But I'm trying to think what lap he put these tyres on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that myself.
I think it was lap 6. I know it was early. I know it was really early he pitted.
So Uzi currently in 10th position, McLaren Honda driver trying to chase down Lord JB in the Red Bull. Lee now, Williams driver, is in 11th. He's had a mixed race where it put him right at the back of the field for a few laps, so wonder what happened to him there. So Blood and Sand has got S-Gram all over the back of him, but both on different compound tyre. Super soft for S-Gram.
Thriller's right behind Chopper here.
There we go. This is the battle. We want to see if Techno can do it. He's got DRS wide open. Go on board with him. He's trying to line up Chopper. Is he going to make a move? He's going to go for the inside line. He brakes earlier than Chopper. Chopper brakes late, but protects that line very well, not allowing Techno through there.
We'll go back onto Ram quickly. I'm going to see if he's going to pit or not.
So Fletcher Boy 2 seconds now behind Nowak, but it's really see what Ramovac can do. He's going to have to pit very soon. He's going to stick them on
what you got
tyres.
What you got member as well is
he's pitting.
Ram's pitting, but Fletcher Boy, he might be 2 points, but Nowak's got a 3 second time penalty.
That's it, yeah. As long as Fletcher Boy can keep it under the 3 seconds, he will do fine. Haas driver of Techno Thriller all over the back of Chopper. Ultra soft tyres on for Ramovac. Ramovac down into 5th position now as he's starting to leave the pit. So he's going to chase down his championship rival and a few other drivers to try and get into either 2nd or 1st position to give himself a shot of winning the Drivers' Championship. Coming out the pit exit at the moment as we speak. But look at the Haas driver, he can't get past the Mercedes.
Ram come out in front of... Oh, he has come out in front of Humbug.
So Ram is 5th. We're still looking at the Haas driver of Techno Thriller, current championship leader by 17 points over Ramovac. He kind of climbs up all over the back of Chopper in the slower corners, but when we get to the straights, Chopper's maintaining a gap to him. But it's quite dangerous going into the slower corners, like I just said. They can get a 3 second time penalty for corner cutting too.
Just going down the field a little, I'm just watching Lord JB. He's got Gamey Things and Uzi not far behind him at the minute, and all 3 of them are on different combos. You've got Lord JB on Ultra Softs, Gamey on Super Softs, and Uzi on Softs.
So a mix up there as lower down the order. There's a few cars close together. Still with the battle between Techno Thriller and Chopper. Ramovac is on his first lap on the ultra soft tyres. Declan getting a 140.520, current fastest lap of the time. I expect Ramovac will probably break that time because he's on slightly fresher tyres. So Techno Thriller is quite ragged on some of the corners, comes quite close to the barriers. He's got to be quite careful of that. Chopper is holding him up in the slower corners, but when it gets to the fast straights, Chopper does increase it by about 2 seconds, that gap. 2 tenths per second, sorry. Ramovac getting a 3 second time penalty. Not what he wanted at all. That is quite interesting. So I think Techno, is going to be quite safe at the moment. Just see if he can keep it under control.
Got 2 penalties, I think. I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think he's got a 6 second penalty. Yeah. So Ram's got to kind of keep it under control and just see if he can get closer and closer to Techno Thriller. Techno Thriller's got DRS wide open, half a second between him and Chopper, the Mercedes driver, doing a great job keeping him behind. Techno trying to follow very closely. He's going to try and keep as close as he possibly can. Lord JB getting a 140.414, current fastest lap. Haas drives all over the back of the Mercedes driver. What will Chopper do? Chopper is just going to try and do his own race. He doesn't care about where the Drivers' Championship goes. He just wants the best result he can get from this race.
That's where it just shows the pressure's not on Chopper whatsoever. Techno's got to do everything he can. Like Chopper's just sitting there, like what you just said there. He's got no pressure on him, Chopper, so he's just trying to finish as high as possible. And he's doing a good job in P3 at the minute.
So Techno's still following Chopper. He's going to get sick of the sight of that rear wing of the Mercedes. So he's going to have to try and make a move if possible, because Ramovac has gained about 7 tenths of a second in 2 sectors on this lap. Ramovac on a flying lap at the moment on the fresher ultra soft tyres. Techno still following as we start lap 23 of 28 for Techno and Chopper's battle. Ramovac, there we go, 139.73 second. He got the fastest lap of the race currently. Now he's got to try and chase down Techno. He's 6 seconds behind him. Techno still trying to chase down Chopper. So back to part 3 of the long straight between Techno and Chopper. Let's see what Techno can do. We'll ride on board with him on the T-cam there. Look at that, there's about 3-4 tenths per second between them, but Techno is inching closer and closer. Let's see who's going to brake early or who's going to brake late. Early braking there from both drivers, so it looks like Techno's going to follow through these little couple of corners and get DRS once again. Both get a great exit of the corner. Let's see what Techno Thriller can do. This is to try and protect that championship lead with Ramovaj currently 5th position, but closing in on them two. Chopper still keeps him behind. Great job by the Mercedes driver, but he is just racing for himself. He's got no interest in the Drivers' Championship. Techno Thriller getting another 3-second time penalty. That is 9 seconds. Look, coming his way at the end of the race. He's got to try and not push so much. He's probably more in a better position than Ramovaj is currently in the race.
I'm just trying to work out, because Techno needs 5th place to win the championship.
Exactly. So, but he needs Ramovaj needs to win.
And he's in that spot at the minute, Techno. So I don't know why he's pushing it. He's got, and by the what I'm looking at it, the only driver that can probably catch Techno up at the minute is Humbug to put him out of the top 5.
Yeah, Ramovaj getting another fastest lap, so he's still pushing, and he needs to try and keep his championship bid alive. Techno Thriller doing all he can. So Techno following super close behind Chopper now. That will be putting some dirty air all over that car, and he will lose aero performance. But
and
hopefully
I'm sure I just saw on Techno's car there, a bit of his front wing has just come off a little bit. I'm sure I just saw something come off the right hand side of his car.
Now, will that affect Techno at all? Let's see. He's got DRS open, but he's not closing up to Chopper. So Chopper maybe running in a little bit of a different fuel mode, because he seemed to keep the gap they had before the start, before the long straight. So it looks like Chopper's doing a great job there. Fletcher Boy is 5 seconds now behind Noak. Noak doing a great job.
And Noak's about to lap Racing Podge at this minute. It's not good for Noak, because I'm just looking at who he's going to be lapping. He's got Racing Podge, Decadent and S Graham all near each other.
Techno Thriller is taking a lot of risk. He's taking some of the corners and cutting them quite a bit. So that is quite a lot of risk for Techno Thriller there.
Well, as Techno, I'll just take it easy now.
Ramovaj is 2.4 seconds now behind Techno, so that's quite worrying for Techno that Ramovaj is on a charge as well, and he's on super quick tyres too. Techno on the soft tyres, ultra soft tyres for Ramovaj. It's probably going to be no contest when they come up to each other. Techno is still trying to get past Chopper, but no avail yet. Chopper's doing all he can to keep that 3rd position. He wants that podium position. Lord JB getting a 3-second time penalty there for corner cutting. Techno Thriller taking a lot of curb. He's got to be very careful of the stewards that are handing out these penalties to all the grid at the moment, it looks like. He gets the time penalty as well. These guys need to relax a little bit. I think it's getting to him. There's 3 bits left of the race, and currently it will be Techno Thriller that this Drivers' Championship will go into if he just stops getting penalties and tries to maintain his position or even get in front of Chopper. And in the background of the camera we see the other title contender. He's way out of it, and he doesn't look like the title's coming his way. He's currently 6th, and that is Humbug. Techno Thriller will go on board with him. Here we go on the T-cam, so let's see what he can do. He's a little bit closer than he has been previous lap to Chopper. Oh, very late braking. He touches Chopper there. So Techno Thriller is very ragged at the moment. He's going to have to calm himself down a bit, because that could have cost him. He luckily didn't get no damage there. So that is quite a huge relief. But he's got Ramovaj now 3 tenths per second behind. Ramovaj going for a move. Let's see what happens. Techno's trying to defend. But there we go, like I said, it is a no contest now. Ramovaj is going to be straight after Chopper, and then he's got to chase down a huge gap that's impossible to do, of about 20 seconds between him and then Fletcher Boy. No, about, yeah.
Ooh,
no, sorry, about 15 seconds.
A little bit wide.
Techno gone really wide, and he's pitting.
Techno's in.
What a weird decision, but, you know, he needs...
The thing is, that's going to drop him out of the 5th position that he needed.
But Ramovaj needs to get to P2, and for Techno Thriller to be P7 to win the championship. but it's a huge gap, and he's getting held up now by Chopper, but well, not held up. Chopper's just doing great defensive driving. Techno Thriller on the ultra soft tyres, only tyre choice you're really going to go with 2 laps of the race remaining. Nice big slide, a bit of drift in there from Ramvaj and the Red Bull, but he doesn't want that. That will do no favours to his tyres. He is lining up Chopper, but he's not going to make the move. We're going to wait for the second DRS point for that, but Chopper's, I think, are well aware that he's no match for Ramvaj on these super ultra soft tyres. And also S-Graham getting a 3-second time penalty, so DRS will become available any second now. There we go, DRS wide open for Ramavad. Just going to try and make a move on Chopper. Will Chopper try and defend too much? Chopper's chose his line. Ramavad is going for the inside line, and he makes the move done. Great move there. Will Chopper try and get back at him? No, S-Graham has left the session. So Chopper loses position, so Ramvaj is third now. And it's just too far. It's too much. 13.8 seconds to Fletcher Boy, and you've got to try and get past Fletcher Boy. It's not going to happen. It looks like Techno Thriller will be crowned the Drivers' Championship.
Just keep an eye on the 2 leaders from it, because I know what races have happened. Probably seen punchers come into this. I'm just keeping an eye on them.
Lee now, we're currently seeing him, and he's trying to get past Gamey Things. Williams and Ferrari going to battle. Let's see, they're on a little straight. Technical, another 3-second time penalty. DRS wide open on the Williams driver. Lee now, he's made a move on the Ferrari driver, and that's a solid move. Great job there by Lee now. But Gamey trying to have a little look on the inside of the corner. He's done brilliantly there, not to have contact, but Lee now keeping position there. So Ramvaj 13 seconds away from Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy doing a great job in second position, but Noah flying away with it in first position. There we go. Force Injured driver will be lapping Blood and Sand any second now. Blood and Sand will be getting them blue flags. They are annoying, but you have to move about. They're quite sharpish. You get a few warnings before you'll get a penalty. There we go. Blood and Sand allows Noak to get past him. Ramavad is
Lee
still
up
stuck at
10th.
13. Lee Nell getting an important point for him, because he would love to have picked up points. 3-second time penalty for Noak. Multiple warnings, so let's see what's going to happen. Looks like it's still going to Techno Thriller. We're starting the last lap of the race, the last lap of our debut season here at Speed Force Racing. So who's going to win the Drivers' Championship? At the moment, it's currently all suited for Techno Thriller, but he's got a huge amount of penalties, so it's going to be quite an interesting one to work out at the end. But I think Ramvaj is just not doing enough, and Humbug is definitely not doing enough for the championship. Chopper there getting a 3-second time penalty. So first DRS straight for Noak, and he is on his last lap. Final race of the season for him, and he's going to be super made up. Techno Thriller having his say at 138.4, so he's going to get the fastest lap, and he's also going to get the Drivers' Championship. So what a brilliant result from him. Noak now coming to the end of Sector 2, going to Sector 3 for the last time around Abu Dhabi for Speed Force Racing debut season. He's going to get another race win to him.
Flown by.
Yeah, it's gone really super quick, the race, but soon we'll be having the going to have the drivers' podium interviews, and also invite those that were in the constructors winners as well. So quite a lot happening at the end of the race. Here we go, last 2 corners to go for Noak. Force India driver coming around the last corner. Here we go, we'll ride on board with him as he crosses the line. Noak wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for Speed Force Racing. Here comes Fletcher Boy. Just couldn't do enough today. Got beaten by Noak, but second position is nothing to worry about. A great result for him going into next season. That is a positive result. Ramavad, he knows he's not done enough. He has a spin, he has a weave, he's happy with his season. If he didn't miss so much of the season through other commitments, he probably would have won the championship. But it's not too bad for him, because he did a great job when he did race. That's the important thing. Humbug 5th, He's done brilliant there. There we go. Championship winner, Drivers' Championship for the first season Speed Force Racing. Techno Thriller crosses the line. Brilliant job by Techno there. So, yeah, congratulations to Techno Thriller. Driver's done everything he needed to. He's had a few, let's say, not so perfect races, but brilliant job, and he clinches the Drivers' Championship. Brilliant race there.
Smelly Badger was going to come down in 7th, but I didn't notice Lord JB was right next to him, and Lord JB's taken 7th.
There we go, brilliant job. So it was just a little bit too much for Ramavaj and Humbug today, and Noak wins the race, but Techno Thriller wins the Drivers' Championship race. Brilliant job by Techno. He will be absolutely made up with that. So there we go. That is the end of Season 1 of Speed Force Racing. A couple of weeks break, so let's hopefully speak to all the drivers involved with all the battles. So John will be inviting in Noak, Fletcher Boy.
There's been a lot of battles.
Yeah, definitely. So if you can invite Noak, Fletcher Boy, Ramavaj, and also Lee Nowin, please. So great job there, Noah, getting the race win for Force India. He started 4th on the grid, one stop race for him. 140.49 was his best lap of the race. But Techno Thriller is the man at the moment. Drivers' Championship, he got there right at the end after a few penalties as well. He made sure he was safe to cross the line as Drivers' Champion. Great job by Ramavaj and also Humbug, but brilliant job. Fair play to Techno Thriller. He's got to defend that next season.
Right, all five of them have been invited now.
So we will await the drivers coming into the chat. So what did you think of the race, John?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good race. The really good battles as well that I wanted to see, and yeah, I enjoyed it really well.
Yeah, a decent race to end the season as we wait for the drivers to come into this chat party, but also for us to go back to the normal screen.
Good evening.
How are we doing, Peter?
Well, fine, thanks.
Unfortunately there, you tried your best, but Techno just edged it out there.
Yeah, congrats to him, big congrats to him. He was the best of season 1, so yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Techno. Brilliant job. Our debut champion for our first season. Brilliant job. Well done in the race as well.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
We were just waiting for Fletcher Boy and also Noak. I don't know if we're going to get Noak because it looks like he's left.
And Lee now as well.
Joined by Fletcher Boy. We will. I think we're missing a Noak. I don't know if.
And Lee now.
Yeah, if they're going to be joining us. Right, let's get started. So we will just quickly say about Noak. Noak did a great drive there. Can't hear from the driver, unfortunately. I don't know what's happening there. Brilliant drive for him. But we will move on to second position in the race, and that was Fletcher Boy. So, Josh, how did you find your race?
Yeah, it was good fun. I had a good battle with Noak, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's a good race for fun, really. I had nothing to lose, so I was just enjoying myself.
Did you have? Did you realise that there was not much you could do to have a say in the Drivers' Championship further on in the race?
Yeah, I realised, yeah, because obviously Humbug was... Where did he finish? P6?
Yes.
I don't know where he finished. And I needed to win, and I couldn't catch Noak, so... Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We'll go straight to Noak. So, Noak, great job on the win. Would you just talk us through your race, please?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a very successful race. I wanted to risk a strategy that I actually didn't plan at the beginning, which was qualifying on the Super Soft, because I knew that at least like one of my rivals would do a one-stop strategy, and just wanted to increase my first stint, so I would have a tire advantage at the end. So I could obviously then pull from Josh, and yeah, I think it was a very good race.
So with your strategy of starting on super softs, come the end of the race, were your soft tyres still in good condition?
Yeah, they weren't even above 50%. I think they were 49%, so it was okay.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Noak. We'll go on to third place. Unfortunately, weren't enough today for the championship, but Ramvaj, great job. How was your race?
Yeah, thank you. I want to say congratulations to everyone. Yeah, well, my race was pretty fine. I think it was the calmest race of my season, so I was just laying behind Fletcher and Nowak, and yeah, I was just watching them battling, and yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Disappointed on missing out on the championship?
No, not really.
Is it just because of the fact that you had other commitments, you missed most of the season, so next season are you up for the challenge again?
Well, I hope so. I'm always up for the challenge and I want to win the championship, but this time Tekno was the fastest, and yeah, I have to live with that, and he did a very good job, so congrats to him.
So we'll go to Techno Thriller. So great job once again on the championship. So what does it feel like to be our debut champion in the Drivers' Championship?
It feels great, but I think I have to be honest with myself, and I can't say that I won the championship on pace. Nowak, Ramovaj and Fletcher are probably all faster than me, and I think it came down to luck that Ramovaj didn't race as many races that I did.
I probably wouldn't take that away from you because yeah, you've had bad luck as well as your good luck. So I'd say you've earned it. You've done great over the season. You had a bad race last week where you DNF, so luck has been given to other drivers to take it down to the final race. But I think you've done a brilliant job.
Yep, I agree somewhat. Thank you.
No worries. We're just going to speak to Fletcher Boy. So. You did a great job last week. Unfortunately, you couldn't stream the race. How does it feel to be Constructors' Championships winners?
Yes, good feeling. Mainly I've been focusing on that since probably about Hungary now. So yeah, we're super happy to win it, and we want to push on again next season and hopefully win it again.
Is it? I suppose it's good for you because of your form. You've improved your form over the second half of the season. So is it a two-prong attack next season where you're going to go for the drivers and constructors?
Yeah, I'm going to go for the drivers next season, hopefully, if everything goes well. It'll be a good battle next year.
So as admin of the league as well, Josh, thoughts on Techno's championship win?
Yeah, he's done very well this season, super consistent, and he fully deserves it, so well done to him.
Yeah, brilliant. John, would you like to ask any questions?
I haven't really got any.
Okay, brilliant. So, like to say huge congratulations to Techno for a great job over the course of the season, our first Drivers' Champion. Also for Nowak winning the race, brilliant display by him. Second position was Fletcher Boy, third Ramovaj, and also Constructors' Championship were Fletcher Boy and Lee Nell. So huge congratulations to our championship, and thank you guys. You're now free to exit the chat party.
Cheers, good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, quite interesting few thoughts from the drivers. Weird that Techno didn't feel like he maybe earned it just because Ramovaj wasn't there for the whole season, but you can't take away a championship winning season from a driver. He has to do 90% of it right, and he's done that to win the title.
Yeah, that's what he had to do. Since I've seen him race, I've not really seen him be like fighting for the lead. So obviously that happened near the start of the season. But he's done well towards the end of it, of crashing out last week to come back this week and score the points that he needed. And some of the other races before that, in like Mexico, I don't know what he's done in Mexico and USA. I can't remember where he finished in there, but he's had to do what he got to do to win the championship.
Exactly that. So we're on a couple of weeks break before season 2 starts. We have got spaces available. If you want to drive against these guys, you want to race against our current drivers champion Techno Thriller, or our constructors champions Fletcher Boy and Lee Now, all you got to do is go to www.facebook.com/Speedforce Racing PS4 or www.instagram.com/Speed Racing PS4. Or even hit us up on Twitter at SFRPS4. So plenty of social channels for you to keep in touch with us, get a seat, or just look for the latest news. But for season 1, a great season to end the race at Abu Dhabi. Techno Thriller being our Drivers' Championship winner, and the constructors going to Williams. Great job by all. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Stick to our Facebook page and also our social channels to get the latest news. So I've been Nightwalker, joined by John. Thank you very much and good night.
Good night, everyone.